Montana stands out as one of the most business-friendly states in the country, and the reasons are hard to ignore. The biggest perk? No statewide sales tax. So if your business requires big purchases like a $50,000 work truck, you could save around $3,000 compared to states with a 6% sales tax. LLCs here also enjoy pass-through taxation, meaning profits and losses go straight to your personal tax return, avoiding double taxation. Plus, Montana's state income tax ranges from 1% to 6.75%, keeping it competitive with neighboring states. So now that we know why Montana is a smart choice, let's talk about the first practical step, which is picking a name that's both legal and meets the required criteria. But before we jump in too deep here, here's one thing to keep in mind. Starting your business should be exciting, not overwhelming. But forming an LLC on your own, that can get confusing fast with all the legal forms, rules, and easy to miss details. Now, I'll walk you through everything in this video, but if any part of this feels confusing, I've got a favorite LLC formation service that makes the whole process super simple and stress-free. It's guided, beginner-friendly, and only costs $39. So if you hit any bumps along the way in the video, just go ahead and click right up here to get step-by-step help setting up your LLC the easy way. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's talk about choosing your LLC name. So your LLC's name is more than just a label. It's a very first impression that people will have of your business. Montana has some pretty simple rules to follow, so your name must be unique and end with LLC, LLC, limited liability company, or something similar. You can't simply, tweak an existing name by adding LLC and expect it to pass. Now, before falling in love with a name, hop onto the Montana Secretary of State's business name search tool, which is linked to in the description below, along with every other resource that I mentioned in this video. Type in your ideas, without LLC, by the way, and see if anybody else is already using them. If there's something really close, the state will probably reject it, so aim for a name that's clearly distinct. Also, avoid words that are suggesting you're, like a government agency or making misleading claims. Montana's really strict about this. And if you're not quite ready to file all the paperwork right away, but you do find a name that you love, you can reserve your chosen name for 120 days by paying a $10 fee online. And that's perfect if you just want to lock it in while you're hammering out the rest of your business plan and everything else. Now, a strong compliant name sets the tone for everything else that follows. Once the name is secured, it's time to designate the person or service that will officially represent your business in the state. And trust me, choosing the wrong registered agent, it can create headaches that you really don't want. So let's go ahead and walk through exactly what a registered agent does and how to pick the best fit for your Montana LLC. Every Montana LLC is required to have a registered agent. And this is more important than it may sound. So your registered agent is the person or the company that receives official mail and legal documents on your behalf. Things like, tax notices, annual report reminders, or even legal papers if your business is ever sued. You've got two main options here. You can appoint yourself or another individual who lives in Montana, or you can hire a professional registered agent service. Now, personally, my preferred provider for that is Northwest Registered Agent. They're known for their strong privacy protections, excellent customer service support, and straightforward pricing. Plus, I've used them myself. Now, if you hire them to help form your LLC, the cost is only $39 too, which is pretty sweet. And one of the best perks of using them is that you can use their business address on your public filings, which keeps your personal address private and cuts down on junk mail. Now, if you want to check them out, go ahead and click right up here to learn more. And once your registered agent is named in your LLC paperwork, you're officially ready for the most critical step, which is filing your articles of organization with the Montana Secretary of State. This is the move that turns your LLC from an idea into a legal entity, and we'll break that all down here next. So this is the moment that your Montana LLC becomes official. The Articles of Organization is a short online form that you'll file with the state of Montana, and it includes your LLC's name, your business address, your registered agent info, and whether it's member managed or manager managed. The filing fee is only $35, making Montana one of the most affordable states to start an LLC in. Now, if you're in a rush, you can add expedited processing to it for $20 for a 24-hour service, or $100 for a 1-hour turnaround, which is crazy. Now, once it's submitted online, your approval usually arrives within a few days. From there, you'll get a stamped copy confirming your LLC's existence, which is something that you'll need for banking, permits, and tax purposes. And now that your LLC is legally formed, the smart move is to set clear rules for how it will run. And even though Montana doesn't require it, the operating agreement is one step that you don't want to skip, and I'll show you why here next. Now, even though Montana doesn't legally require an operating agreement, having one is highly recommended. This internal document really lays out how your LLC operates, who owns what, how profits are split, voting rights, and what happens if a member leaves or the business closes. Think of it as your company's rule book, right? Without it, state default laws decide how disputes are handled, and those may not align with what you and your partners actually want. And even single member LLCs benefit because it helps prove that your business is separate from your personal assets, which is key for liability protection. Now, with your rules in place, the next step is tackling the essential follow-up tasks that make your business fully functional, like getting your EIN and opening that all-important business bank account. So let's talk about that. So with your LLC officially formed and your operating agreement in place, it's really time for the final setup moves that make your business fully functional. First is going to be getting your EIN, your employer identification number, from the IRS website. It's free. It takes just a few minutes to get it all filled out, and you'll need it for taxes, hiring employees, and opening a business bank account. You can find the link for this below along with everything else. Next, you want to open up that business bank account. So keeping personal and business finances separate isn't just good, bookkeeping. It's essential for protecting your liability status. Most banks will ask for your approved articles of organization, an operating agreement, and an EIN before opening the account. And finally, check whether you need any local or industry-specific licenses. Requirements and fees really vary here, but they're non-negotiable for certain businesses. And once these are all done, your LLC is ready to roll. And now it's all about keeping it compliant year after year, which is exactly what we'll cover here next. So staying on top of your LLC's ongoing requirements keeps your business healthy and legally in the clear. The biggest must-have here is filing your Montana annual report. Every Montana LLC needs to submit this online each year between January 1st and April 15th. It updates basic info like your business address, registered agent, and who's managing things. And don't procrastinate here. Being late risks penalties and even losing your good standing with the state, which could eventually lead to your LLC being shut down. Now, beyond the annual report, keep your registered agent's details up to date and renew any local permits or licenses that you need for your type of business. Requirements and costs here for licenses, they vary a lot by city and industry, so double check what those are each year. Now, by making these simple filings and renewals just a part of your yearly routine, maybe set a calendar reminder, then you'll keep your Montana LLC running smoothly without any compliance slip-ups. Now, next up, we'll put it all together with the expected costs, both at launch and year to year, side by side, so that you can budget with confidence. So let's wrap things up by looking at the real dollars and cents involved in both starting and running your Montana LLC. So you'll know exactly what's coming out of your pocket at any given time. So let's talk about startup costs first. So articles of organization, that is required, a $35 filing fee paid to the Montana Secretary of State. Now, if you're forming a series LLC, you'll also pay $50 for each series member. Next, your registered agent, that's optional, but highly, highly recommended. You can serve as your own agent if you want for free, or hire a Northwest registered agent for $39 to begin, which is what I recommend. Next is a business name reservation, totally optional. So it's $10 if you want to lock down a name before filing all the paperwork for your LLC if needed. Then we have a DBA, doing business as, that's also optional. That's $20 if you plan to operate under a different company name. And then local permits and licenses, those can range from $20 to $200 or more, depending on the city and county and the type of business. So now let's get into the ongoing costs. So there's an annual report, $20 per year, due between January 1st and April 15th. Again, if you miss this deadline, you'll pay a $15 late fee, bringing it to $35 for the late filers. Also, registered agent, if you're using Northwest registered agent, $125 a year to stay in compliance with everything. And then renewals, right? So fees here will vary by jurisdiction and business type. So just check with your local city or county to figure all those out. I can't estimate because it's just such a variety of them. Montana's straightforward fee structure and minimal annual costs make it one of the most budget-friendly states for new LLCs. If you keep up with the basic filings and don't pay for too many extras, at startup you can expect to pay about $50 to $250. Now, once you have the organization established, the ongoing costs are in the range of $25 to $250 per year, which is probably one of the lowest in the country. Now, again, to help with all this, I advise you to use a service like Northwest Registered Agent. Just makes it easier. And you can click right up here to check out, as they'll help you stay in compliance year after year while you focus on running a profitable business. Now, if you have any questions for me or are a little bit confused about the process, just drop me a comment below and I will do my absolute best to help you out as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.